How to let go of the man you love. It's never easy to let go of the man you love, especially if you really thought he was the one. You may be feeling hurt, sad, and confused about your breakup, even if you're the one who ended things. If you want to let go, then the most important thing is that you give yourself the time you need and that you don't rush the grieving process. After that, it's important to focus on doing the things you love and on growing as an individual so you can feel like your old self before you know it. Ending the relationship. Be firm. It's important to be firm about the fact that the relationship is over, whether you're the one doing the breaking up or not. If you're letting go of the man because he turned you down, then you need to be firm to yourself about the fact that it's really over. If you told him you'd like to end the relationship, then it's important to tell him as firmly as possible, so he has no doubts about the end of the relationship. wh.performance.mark, step 1_rendered. Let the emotions out. Don't be embarrassed about feeling sad and work on letting all of those sad, angry, confused, or bitter feelings out. Cry as much as you need to, whether you're alone at home or talking to a friend. Write all of your feelings down. Accept that you may need to be by yourself for a few days. Do whatever you can to get those feelings out on the surface so you can begin to accept them and deal with them. The longer you keep them bottled up, the harder it will be to let go of the man you love. Nothing is too sappy or too ridiculous. If you want to watch a romantic comedy and cry your eyes out, put on Love Actually and go for it. If you want to sing Let It Go at the top of your lungs, no one is stopping you. This is your time to deal with your breakup, and you can let your feelings out however you want. If you find that you can't cry, that's okay too. If you'd rather punch a pillow, no one is stopping you. Give it time. Don't expect to be running around with your friends, having an amazing time with a martini in your hand the weekend after you have to let go of the man you love. It can take months or even longer for you to be ready to really have fun again, and you shouldn't put pressure on yourself to be okay right away. Though it's probably a good idea to stop wallowing after a few days and to spend some time outdoors or with other people, you shouldn't feel like you're forcing yourself to put on a happy face too soon. Every woman has her own timeline. The pain you feel will depend on your way of dealing with things, as well as the seriousness of your relationship. Don't feel like you have to be fine after a week just because that's what your friends expect. Don't force yourself to be social if you really don't feel like it. There's nothing worse than going to a big party when all you want to do is cry. That said, you should try to seek one-on-one hangouts with your friends so you feel less alone. Cut off all contact if you can. One of the best ways to let go of the man you love is to stop talking to him, stop looking at him, and stop hearing his voice. If you have the luxury of cutting off all contact with him, then you should try to do so as soon as possible. Delete his number from your phone, avoid him on social media, and don't have any awkward coffee dates until you're really ready to just see him as a friend. If he keeps reaching out to you, make it clear that this is not what you need. If you know you have to see him in places like school or work, then you don't have to ignore him completely if that will make things awkward, but you shouldn't feel obligated to make small talk with him either. Though you may be desperate to see him or to hear his voice, remember that this will only make things worse in the end. Think of the pain you'd feel if you went back. Though you may be feeling desperate to keep spending time with him, or even to get back together with him, you have to remind yourself of the pain you'd feel if you had to go back to him. Think of how horrible he made you feel, of all the nights he made you cry into your pillow, or all of the pointless fights that made you so angry. It's easy to only remember the good times, but you should focus on the bad times if you want to let go. Anytime you're tempted to call the guy or to see what he's been up to, just think of yourself during the worst day of your relationship. Remember all the pain you felt, and think of how awful it would be to feel even a fraction of that pain again. Of course, you don't have to make a habit of remembering all the bad times every day if it makes you feel worse. But if you find yourself pining for your man, then it may be the best thing you can do to keep a level head. Don't be frustrated with yourself for not being able to get over him right away. You may feel angry, sad, confused, and upset at yourself about the fact that you're still thinking about this man. You may ask, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get over him already? But you have to avoid this kind of thinking. There's no sense in being angry at yourself for what you're feeling, and you have to let nature take its course. There's nothing wrong in having deep feelings, and being mad about them will only make things worse. Of course, by making an effort to let go of the man you love, you'll be moving the process along more quickly than you would if you were pining away in your room. But it's important to remember that it still takes time to heal. Instead of being disappointed in yourself for still feeling sad, be proud that you're honest about your feelings instead of being in denial about how you really feel.